Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Ciarra, and please do remember, if you do not like what I say, how I say it, or why I say it, then please do feel free to click off this video and go about the rest of your day in peace. And so we are back again with another June monthly kind of reading, and this time for this one the focus is of course on love, the sexy times, all of that, kind of what you need to know generally for the month of June as far as romance goes. And so, of course, with that said, this is still a general reading, and so not every card and not every message is going to resonate for you personally when it comes to your June or just the energy in general. So again, take what does resonate, leave what doesn't. No need to tell me how it doesn't resonate. So with that said, let me go ahead and introduce you to the piles that we have here. So for pile 1, we have this rose quartz. For pile 2, we have pink calcite. And for pile 3, we have thulite. So, and it just jumped away. So again, take as much time as you need. Meditate on the piles, use a pendulum, whatever it is that you need to do. You can even ask a specific question for what kind of answers you need in regards to romantic situations for the month of June. I also just want to remind everybody that we are likely still dealing with the whole COVID situation. And so be safe, be smart. Don't go doing stupid stuff. That doesn't mean that you still can't be emotionally engaged, romantically engaged with other people. It's just we're still dealing with the situations of like physical intimacy and connection given the whole virus thing. So keep that in mind as I read through the messages. And so with that said, let's go ahead and jump into this. So those of you who picked pile 1 with the rose quartz stone, we're going to go ahead and jump into the cards, and we're actually going to jump off with the oracle cards that we have here. And I actually went ahead and I pulled some little sort of love language, love type cards that I created and I made for myself for a video a while ago, just to see what would come up kind of as an overall theme for love for you guys. And so we have 1, receiving gifts, and we have mania, which mania is really referring to, obsessive love. It can be madness, jealousy, anger, low self-esteem, fear of losing either the person or the love. So again, this is kind of like overall theme of, for you guys to watch out for in June, being involved in any kind of love situations where it's like it becomes obsession, when it becomes sort of manic and crazy. And, this is kind of an energy that can go, it's very much kind of connected to that devil energy, and it can go, and because it is connected to the devil energy, what I'm getting at is I don't see the devil energy and like this kind of energy as always a negative. It's all dependent on how you use it. This mania can also be can be in the positive, in the sense that you are so involved and so in love or so like thirsty for this that it really motivates you. It makes you excited. It maybe motivates you to give gifts, or maybe again somebody is going to feel this way about you, and the way they're going to show that is through giving you gifts. So you're going to be receiving gifts. Maybe that is one of your favorite ways of receiving, a sign of physical love, is receiving some sort of gift. Making sure that, also with this mania, it could be situations where some of you can get into love situations where it's like there's so much like fiery opinions and whatnot that you guys kind of bicker and you get into fights, and there's that bit of anger, and that anger turns into something like, angry makeup sex, or like, that passion kind of stirs the desire to kind of explode and go somewhere. So I don't know. I felt drawn to pull those just to see what would come up. So, if it resonates, it resonates. If it doesn't, maybe one resonates, maybe one doesn't resonate. We'll see. So going into the oracle cards here. So for the overall energy around romantic situation, love situation, sexual situations for you guys in June, we have the 4th chakra with Archangel Raphael. So for some of you, and this makes a lot of sense because this is a very The fourth chakra is the heart chakra. So this is all heart-centered, love situation, self-love, colors. What maybe was jumping in my mouth. Lucky colors for June are going to be pink and green for you guys to work with this energy, to work with Raphael. Raphael is a very healing energy. So you guys could be definitely working on healing issues of love in your heart center from past situations. It's something maybe you've been actively working on for a while, and you're going to see some good return on that. So with him being here, with Archangel Raphael, this card has everything to do with love, compassion, and self-acceptance. And it's funny because the stone for this pile that you guys were attracted to is, of course, rose quartz, which is it's all about love. Rose quartz is all about self-love, unconditional love, compassion, self-acceptance, all of that kind of stuff. So definitely for June, you guys should be working with rose quartz. But in the upright, Raphael extends a beautiful green energy surrounded by gentle waves of pink to your heart center. This card upright indicates that you now have a greater readiness to receive love from others as well as from yourself. It could also indicate that a much needed healing from a previous broken heart is taking place. The tender vibrations of Raphael remind you to encourage yourself with the compassionate self-talk that you desire to hear from others. Know that as you do, the light from your heart center will shine with an irresistible beauty, and the universe will send people and situations that cause your sense of love and support to grow and grow. So again, that's kind of your focus and your energy around sort of love in June, is to be thinking about that. The more, the kind of self-talk that you give yourself is really going to help to cultivate the kind of love that you're going to receive from other people in June. So I also pulled a fairy card here as sort of the advice for what to kind of do in regards to your romantic situations in June. And it's interesting because we have this one, which is all saying about friendship. Fairies and humans alike need friends. Now is the time to seek out those who will support and encourage you on your journey to fulfill your dreams. So clearly for you guys, in June, reaching out and cultivating the love that you have for friends or friendships, or cultivating new friendships in love, is going to be very significant. Also pay attention and keep your eyes peeled for blue jays, because I see the blue jay in here, so that might be a sign in synchronicity. Also, with so much purple here, it just makes me think of your third eye chakra, so you're going to be receiving a lot of messages. But again, for June, it's important that you cultivate, again, those friendships and the love that you share there, just on your own healing journey. Who knows, maybe potentially for some of you, a friend could become a love interest for some of you. Maybe you're going to receive a gift from a friend or through a friendship. Let's also see what else we have for your specific love message for June. We have be willing to express love. Express love to receive love. So you're just kind of, and look at, she's wearing totally green. So again, we have a lot of this green and pink energy coming up for you guys. So this is just reiterating everything. And again, it's going back into the kind of love that you express to yourself and to others is what you're going to receive. So definitely keep that in mind. This is card 6. And, in the traditional tarot, 6 is the lovers. So that's kind of interesting. But you are a genuinely loving individual. Expressing love to others helps them feel supported, respected, and cared for. As you practice this custom, you'll become more loving. When you want to be more loving, it's easy to recognize ways of doing so. One way to express love is through eye contact. Your eyes are the most expressive part of your body. Making eye contact when you're speaking with someone tells them you see, hear, and appreciate them. Try making eye contact with others a daily practice. It is easy to become distracted by our busy lives, but a moment of eye contact can make a world of difference to those who you communicate with. A young sea nymph makes eye contact with a small mermaid sitting in the seashell. The seashells represent the spiritual gifts you possess. The feathers on the sea nymph's head are about giving thanks or showing appreciation. Mermaids are usually a symbol of love. Share eye contact with those you speak to and see how it deepens your connection. So again, the recommendation definitely here is to work on eye contact with people, and even eye contact through, something like FaceTime or Skype is important just as well. And And again, it's talking about showing and giving thanks and showing appreciation, which just makes you think about that receiving gifts aspect. Maybe some of you are healing from a situation where you were involved with like kind of this mania love. And so you're working through that kind of energy. So jumping into the tarot cards that we have here, which are kind of like the bridge into the more sexy messages that we have here, the sexual messages, focusing more on that aspect for June. For your tarot cards, we have the Magician, and we have the Queen of Wands. See, so this is, again, the Queen of Wands is all about that personal power. She's charismatic. She is the witch of the tarot deck. She just has this energy around her that just draws other people in, and people really admire her. They really desire her. And a lot of it is just because she knows her self-worth and she cultivates that within herself. So again, even look what color she's wearing. She's wearing a green dress in this image. So yeah, definitely you guys should wear some green, hold some rose quartz in June. Also balancing out the polarities of the masculine and feminine. I see you have all the tools to achieve what you want when it comes to your love and romantic situations. It's just a matter of, again, kind of making sure that you are expressing the love that you really want to receive from other people. So kind of looking at, there's a couple things I want to look at with here. So again, kind of talking about with the appearance of the Magician here, you know, the Magician could be referencing, you know, your most compatible like soulmate. Some of you are maybe very close to meeting, sort of the one, or, you know, that person who really gets you, who really lights you up, who makes you excited, you know, who is going to be able to satisfy you. Because it's like, it really talks about in a love situation, feeling very satisfied on all aspects, the material, the spiritual, the physical, with this particular person. This is somebody who's coming in, who is going to have their shit together for sure, and just be that person that you can literally talk about anything to. And I feel like, again, you guys are very close on that path right now. I think working and focusing on the friendship aspect, and it's funny because look how green my ring is while I'm doing your guys' reading. That is so wild. But yeah, it's like focusing on those aspects that are going to set you on the right path to meeting, you know, this energy of the one. Again, this is for just, it could be for a handful of you, it could just be for one of you, but I'm just going to give you these messages because that's what's being shown here. You know, again, somebody who really knows how to talk to you and communicate. And it's interesting because with the Magician and the Queen of Wands together, that could reference somebody who is a skillful entrepreneur. So again, I don't know if that resonates for anybody in particular, but that could be part of what this is representing. With the Queen of Wands, you know, the Queen of Wands is really showing that you have plenty of options available to you because, again, she draws people in like a moth to the flame. She has a lot of admirers. She has a lot of prospects for herself. And again, especially with the Magician, it's like, and you know how to work your shit. You have all the elements at your disposal to really, you know, draw in suitors that you would like. Again, if you're single, you know, this talks about that I feel like you guys are getting to a point where you're really ready to bring in the love into your life, and especially a romantic sense, and especially love where it's like, you're really truly appreciated. You know, this is kind of the energy right here where it's like casual relationships, you know, one-off flings, are not for you. And especially you need to stay far away from any relationship where it's like you are not appreciated in it. Like no relationships where you're underappreciated. Stay far away from that. You need to know your worth. And again, the love that you express to yourself and you understand, that is what you deserve to get back, and what you will get back in return. So again, no settling for less. This could also definitely reference that, and obviously even look at the image here, like you're going to be really adored by whoever your partner is, or for those of you who are in relationships right now, you know, you're moving into a time where it's like this self-work that you've been doing, this healing work, if you have been doing that, your partner is going to recognize that, and that's going to make you more desirable to them. I'm also going to look at the meanings of these cards within this particular tarot deck because they have kind of different meanings than the traditional deck sometimes. So there might be something synchronistic in that message. So with the Magician, it has to do with courtship. So magic intention. Desire is the drive behind a new story. Willingness and passion guarantees success. So yeah, being willing, being open, having that passion. I'm in the sense for some of you, there could be like a friendship that might turn into more of a romantic situation. And then for the Queen of Wands, her message from this deck is undressing, the magic of the entwined rings. Honesty and devotion between partners are born of daily pleasures. You must seduce your partner every day as if it was always the first time. So again, I feel like for those of you who might be getting into new relationships, that might be kind of a kink of their, of your person's, where it's like they really like to watch you undress. They like you to do like little striptease. I definitely feel like there's going to be a strong bond and connection with, again, the twined rings. For those of you who are already in relationships, this is definitely a message that, to spend every day, having a little bit more fun, kind of having some daily pleasures, kind of, again, doing something that is kind of like you're seducing your partner a little bit to spice things back up again. And speaking of the spicing up, let's go ahead and look at the sexual messages and see what is coming up for June. Again, these could be ideas. These could be what occurs, maybe what somebody is interested in. Who knows? So we have pulsating sensations. We have dirty, filthy sex. We also have makeup sex. Oh, yeah, baby. See, that was kind of funny. That's what I was getting at the mania thing. Was like, you guys get angry, you have a little fight, a little tiff or something, a little argument, and then you have makeup sex afterwards. We have leashes and belts. Interesting. So maybe somebody likes the owner pet kind of dynamic kink. We also have kitchen sex. So again, some of you could be, I feel like that goes back into that daily pleasures idea where it's like you guys are just cooking in the kitchen. Maybe, maybe you end up wearing nothing but an apron and nothing else, kind of seducing. But we also have I woke up craving you, desire, feeling your energy. I definitely feel like that's going to resonate to some of you who are not yet in union with your, again, this kind of soulmate that is coming through, but you're going to be feeling them a lot more. We have mistress, lover of the married man. Ooh, I feel like this could be maybe a past situation for some of you that you were in. We have raw. So whenever this card comes up, be safe, be smart, don't do stupid shit, and, just be aware of any kind of risks that you might be trying to take. It's funny because we have the leashes and belts, and now we have the sex toy. So again, some of you might be experimenting a little bit more in June, trying out some new things. We have hopeless romantic. Somebody is definitely a hopeless romantic and really wants to have, this romantic connection. I also feel like they could be into like blindfolding you, playing in that way. Or I'm also getting the message that this goes back to you don't yet know who this person is if you haven't met them yet. Like this soulmate connection for some of you. It's like you're feeling them. You can sense them coming to you, but you can't see them. You don't physically know yet. We also have taste you. So again, some of you might be doing some oral in June, clearly. We also have sex on the stairs. So again, a lot of like making your daily routine and spicing it up by doing things in different places, like the kitchen or the stairs or whatever. And then we also have under my spell. So yeah, I feel like a lot of you have been working on like this self-work, this some possible like self-love kind of magic, and that is really working. It's really glowing you up. And again, it's gonna, you have the Witch of the deck with the Queen of Wands, so it's like, yeah, you are going to really attract somebody and put them under your spell with this kind of energy. So with that said, that is everything I'm seeing for this quick June love sexual reading. So if this resonated, please do leave a like on this video, comment down below. If you'd like to help support the channel anyway, please do consider checking out my Patreon, my Ko-fi, my Instagram, Amazon wishlist. All of that helps to keep this channel going and all that good stuff. And if you'd ever like to book a private reading with me or me and my Pisces-Twin, that info is also down in the description. So thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. For those of you who picked pile 2, with the pink calcite here. We're going to go ahead and jump in your cards. And we're going to go ahead and start off with kind of the oracle love-related messages for the general overview of things for June. And so I actually brought out some little love language, love type cards that I made a while ago because I just felt like it. And so we have quality time and we have Pargama, which is practical love, enduring love, mature, reason, duty. So this is kind of like long time practical, as it said, practical love, where it's like, you know, we are together, we have this love, and it's kind of like, I don't necessarily want to say love out of duty, but like, you know, there's something very mature about it. It's not like frivolous and, you know, sex all the time. It's like, it's just more grounded, kind of like, yeah, we're together, we do this every day, you know, kind of that thing. And then we have, you know, quality time. So I feel like for some of you, you know, the focus of June is definitely going to spend more time to really get to know your partner or whoever is coming in next, to really spend that quality time, to really find some groundwork, to like find a stable thread to bounce off of, to, you know, a steady flow of things. And then, oh, fucking shit, that was bad. Oh, didn't mess up my rings. Anyway, you know, have those spikes moments every now and again, but don't be like me and be hitting walls and shit unless you're into that. But anyway, let's go ahead and look at what the overall energy around sort of the romantic situation is for the month of June. And so we have community. So again, kind of interesting. So clearly for you guys, you know, again, I feel like this is like for some of you who picked this pile, you've been in a more long-term relationship than maybe those who picked the other piles. And so it's like you maybe are living together with each other or you're married or something. So it's like this is about maybe extending. You guys have been spending a lot of time extending love out to other people, to the community. You're connecting and you're being more involved in community, maybe socializing more in community, but trying to balance that out by spending that quality time with each other. So yeah, and I mean, for those of you who are single, this could mean that you're going to be meeting somebody through a community that you're engaged with, and that includes like online communities because it's what's happening a lot of times, and you're really going to be connecting with kindred spirits because that's what this talks about, connection with kindred spirits. So with this, it's saying this card shows 3 women celebrating, sharing ideas, and supportive energy. The lights in the picture represent your ever-present spirit community as well. When this card appears upright, indicates an association of some kind. It may be a casual connection of like-minded people, joining a club or community of some sort, or even a business partnership consisting of 3 or more entities. The time is right to make such new connections and to share intentions, whether they're personal or professional. Networking and community are important parts of the human experience, and the security and sense of connection can be beneficial to all. It's true that when several people join their intentions, it accelerates their power in the energetic realm. Receiving this card puts you on notice that the universe is sending some beneficial alliances your way. Like the Happy Family card, this could also indicate a party or celebration of some kind. So I definitely feel like through community and through these connections and through these networking opportunities in June, you could definitely be set up with meeting somebody who is like, again, a kindred spirit, and you might want to be romantically involved with each other. I also pulled a fairy card here for kind of the advice for your love situation in June. It's funny what it is because we have come together. Fairies like to be busy, and a group of them is showing you that many hands make light work. Working as a team helps to get the job done. And it's funny because we have these same colors coming up again, like these yellows and golds. So I'm definitely thinking of like the sacral chakra and the solar plexus chakra a lot here. But yeah, it's like you're coming together with community, you're networking. And again, even if that's online, it's still counts, especially in today's climate with everything that's happening with the whole COVID thing. And again, working together with other people. And I feel like through that, again, either through the people that you meet who become friends, or maybe a particular person in general will become kind of a romantic interest for you. And sort of focusing on your love message for June, we have focus on love with look for the good in everyone. So see, yeah, this is, and again, all the colors are so similar. If you see that, let me see if I can bring these up here and hold them up so you can see them like this. Like that's pretty wild. Like I'm seeing extremely like the same exact color palettes almost. That is wild how that happens. And these are completely different decks. And I did not see the cards before doing this reading, so that's pretty wild. But yeah, I definitely feel like, you know, focusing on love, there's a thin balance between that, where it's like you don't want to be obsessive about love, where it's like the only thing it is the only thing you're thinking about, but you also want to focus on love in the sense where it's like, again, the message here is to look for the good in everyone. You're making these community connections, and it's going to really teach you something valuable. It's easy to see the faults in other people. Think of the positive characteristics of the people in your life. Remember the things that caused you to love them in the first place. Focusing on love will change and heal any negativity that is there. You may be experiencing a rough patch with someone you share a relationship with. Work toward turning things around. How you perceive a situation has a lot to do with how you feel about it. Be good to people no matter who they are or what role they play in your life. When you approach a relationship with a positive mindset, you reinforce the love in your life. Strive to be supportive and loving. Foster the good in others, and the return will be tenfold. So a wood nymph offers her hand to a dragon. Dragons symbolize power, magic, and balance. The orange, yellow, and green tones in the card point to a relationship, communication, and healing. A situation may feel intimidating, but you have the tools to get on track. So that is the love message there. So we're going to go ahead and jump into the tarot, which is going to be kind of the bridge into the specific like sexual cards that we have here. So we have the Sun. We have the Seven of Wands. And we have the 10 of Cups. So this is like overall some pretty good energy, especially with something like the Sun. The Sun is always bright, it's happy, it's joyful, it's success, it's victory. The only thing here really is like that Seven of Wands, because that Seven of Wands can really talk about, you know, being maybe afraid to get hurt, or putting up a lot of walls, you know, pushing other people away and needing to kind of tear down the walls. And again, welcome in that community aspect. Especially with something like the Seven of Wands and the 10 of Cups here together, that could be referencing protecting your sacred space. So again, you're kind of creating a sacred space within your community, or maybe the community you're a part of is like a sacred space. And so you want to protect that, which again, kind of goes back into, again, seeing kind of the positive in people. So not always being so quick to judge a book by its cover and to assume that somebody is bad because of A, B, and C that you initially see, instead of, you know, allowing them a chance to like really speak up and, you know, see what their message really is. You know, with the Sun for a love reading like this is, again, it is really good because it's referencing the possibility of, you know, new relationships that are really full of a lot of bountiful potential, a lot of abundance. You know, it can talk about being, you know, sociable, you know, being sociable in a relationship, having a lot of fun in a relationship, the relationship being sociable and fun, which I'm definitely seeing. You know, it could also be referencing for some of you, and I think it's funny because it might be a situation where it's like, you're like, no, I'm not really interested in getting together with anybody new. I'm kind of just focusing on my own thing, my communities, and it's just going to be kind of a love at first sight thing that's really going to shake, again, those kind of walls that you have up and, you know, bring out that vulnerable side of you. You know, again, it could talk about a lot of times falling in love, you know, this energy of constantly falling in love, maybe with the same person, but generally it's like also soul connections here. You're making a lot of soul connections, whether romantic or otherwise. It's definitely happening, and it's going to lead to some really happy and successful things, especially when, again, you let those walls down. Another possibility here is with the Sun it could be that you're falling in love like on vacation, like a holiday romance, if that makes any sense. I don't know how many people are actually really going on holidays right now, considering again what's going on, but maybe June will be better. Who knows? We'll see. And then, you know, with the 10 of Cups, obviously the 10 of Cups is like that happy family card. It's successful. It's coming together with somebody who you're really compatible with. You know, it could also be like referencing here that the relationship that you get into here, especially again with the Sun, is kind of one of the best relationships you've ever experienced. Doesn't necessarily mean that it is the only relationship you'll ever experience again like that, but it's like whatever it is right now or coming up soon will be very, very good. It's funny, I just noticed something very specific on the image here with the 10 of Cups, and that is that she has ankle bracelets. I feel like I can hear the sound of those because they're like jingly, if that makes sense. I don't know why that's coming through, but maybe for some of you, you should be wearing ankle bracelets, because I'm getting really like warm, summery energy here. It's also a lot of garden energy as well. So like being outside a lot, going to the beach a lot. And if you do go to the beach, wear some sort of like interesting ankle jewelry. I don't know. That's coming up. Again, you know, this could be a spiritual connection that you're making with somebody. You know, definitely if you are single, it's like you are waiting and you are looking for that perfect partner, and you are not going to settle for anything less, which is part of that 7 of Wands energy. You know, if you're not careful, that 7 of Wands and that kind of energy of like, I'm not going to settle for anything less, could maybe blind you to certain opportunities that could come in unexpected ways, I'm getting. And again, with the funny thing about the Sun and the 10 of Cups together, those two cards together can reference a happy childhood. That's kind of a weird one, because I feel like a lot of people, usually some people don't have a happy childhood, so I'm not exactly sure what that is referencing for some of you, but I'm just gonna, again, it's a possible message here, so I'm gonna tell it, let it out, show you guys it, so you guys take that however you will. Again, I feel like a lot of you are gonna spend a lot of quality times outdoors, or you should, under the sun, soaking up that vitamin D. Some of you can get some vitamin D, all right. Speaking of that, let's go ahead and talk about the sexual messages that we have here. We have wicked games. Like, I don't know why I'm getting the sense of like, again, this may or may not even be a possibility given a whole COVID situation, but like you and a bunch of friends or like your community kind of like getting together, taking like a little trip somewhere outdoors, somewhere in the sun, and you start playing like some fun games as the sun starts going down. The games, and you know, maybe the drinking involved, if there is drinking involved, kind of turn the games more like funny sexual games, like kind of like jokey things. Like, I'm just thinking a movie equivalent that I'm thinking of is Marie Antoinette. I can't remember the exact scene, but it's like probably midway through the movie where it's like they're playing some funny games, and then they start like playing tag. It's like right before she like hooks up with Count Fersen. If anybody's familiar with that movie, but that's like kind of what I'm thinking here with like the energy. But anyway, we also have handcuffs, so some of you might be into that. We have whip appeal. So I'm getting the sense that either somebody's into, you know, handcuffs and whips, or like whip appeal is like, I'm also specifically in like, you look so damn fine, or they look so damn fine that you want to cover them in whipped cream and lick it off. Yeah, and you are so irresistible. That just goes right into that. We also have bend me over and punish me. Some of you have like a nice booty and they want to do that to that booty. Thigh hickeys. Aye, yeah. Nice. We also got shower sex. So yeah, it's like, I don't know, I'm getting, you know, being outdoors, it's hot, gets sweaty, jump in the shower, and that's your quality time. Maybe that's the best time that you guys can have quality time, is like during a shower or something, especially if you're like, you have family or something. We have teasing, bending over, slowly taking off panties. Like, I feel like that's also part of the situation where it's like, whatever is happening, it's like, you're constantly teasing each other with just like certain movements just throughout the day, building it up until it's like about to explode. We also have yours truly, and look, we got that booty bent over waiting to be punished. Oh, so now we got some spicy stuff. We got work-love affair, legs high and wide. Interesting. So maybe some of you are going to be involved with a work person, which is interesting considering we have secret love affair. So yeah, some of you might be dealing with some sort of secret love affair. And this is fucking crazy because it's like we have that handcuffs card, we have the bend me over and punish me, and now we literally have punishment. Been a brat, acting up, naughty girl. So yeah, some of you might be like a brat, which is a type of kink. Or others of you are like a brat tamer. And so again, somebody acting like a brat. So if you're not familiar with this, the brat is the submissive, but it's a submissive who like basically talks back to their dom and is a brat, like the name implies. While the brat tamer is a dom who likes that, because again, not every dom is going to like the brat type, because it's like the brat on purposely doesn't listen to the dom, because that's the point. We also have all tied up, so there you go. We have more of that tying up play. And then we have silky smooth legs, sensual caressing. Yeah, I definitely feel like that's going to be part of the buildup, is like they're going to want to caress your legs, and when they do, they're going to pull them wide. They're going to leave some thigh hickeys on there before they get to the other stuff. So yes, that is what I'm seeing here. Very, very specific messages. So again, they might not even resonate for everybody, especially given the current situations with things. But who knows? Maybe it represents past situations, memories that you guys are thinking about that you've already experienced. I don't know. But either way, somebody's definitely going to get punished. And they're going to enjoy it. But yes, so if this resonated, please do leave a like on this video. Comment down below what you thought about it. Make sure to like and subscribe. If you'd like to help support the channel in any way, there's going to be links to my Ko-fi, my Patreon, my Instagram, Amazon wishlist. All that kind of stuff really helps to keep this channel going, support these kind of readings. And if you'd ever like to book a private reading with me or my Pisces-Twin, all that info is going to be also down in the description. So thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you have an interesting June. Bye-bye. For those of you who picked the third and final pile with the Thulite stone here, we're going to go ahead and jump into your cards, starting off more so with the love-related oracle cards before we get into the sexy messages. And so I felt drawn to pull these little love type, love language cards that I made a while back. And so for you guys, we have acts of service and physical touch. So this might be kind of part of the focus for you guys in June, is, you know, through acts of service that you give to other people. And again, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're physically going out anywhere, because again, mattering on how the COVID situation is by June, in various parts of the world, that's going to determine a lot. But you can still do acts of service through an online mean, giving back. But the other issue is that you guys is definitely physical touch is highly important to you. And I feel like a lot of you maybe pick this pile are really jonesing for some physical touch. And that doesn't necessarily mean like sexual, although yeah, but it's like, just like hugs, you know, holding hands, like just any kind of physical contact where skin is touching skin or whatnot is like highly important for you guys. So let's go ahead and see what the overall energy is around your love situation. You were a group who got like a lot of extra cards here. So for the overall energy, we have carrying connections in the reverse. So I will say you guys are the only pile who got their energy card in the reverse. So this might be kind of representing a little bit of a challenge for you guys in your June when it comes to your love situation. Because again, this overall card usually is representing, you know, friendship, partnership of two, possible love. But in the reverse here, you know, it signals a break in communication or a parting of the ways for two people. Whether romantic, social, or business, the present connection seems to be at or close to an end. If this is the case, consider what healthy action needs to be taken to move on. As difficult as a parting may be, it can often lead to bigger and better things. Keep in mind both the logistical and emotional aspects of leaving this connection behind. Make plans, vent your feelings. Always remember that every ending, a new beginning is at hand. So again, in whatever love situation that is happening, there could be definitely a parting of the ways, an ending of a certain phase in the relationship. It doesn't necessarily, even though this card is talking about like the parting of ways as in the actual relationship, for some of you, it could just be maybe the certain phase of that relationship is coming to an end, and either they could still be a connection in your life where it's like you guys are friends, maybe the physical aspect of it ends, or again, there's some relationship that is ending. But this is a positive thing because again, it's opening you up to receiving something new, maybe something better for you. So let's look at your advice cards from the fairies. And so we have literally ask for help. Angels are celestial beings who protect everyone, and the fairies say now is the time for you to ask for angelic assistance. So yeah, calling on your angels and your guides to help you understand this parting of the ways. We have a lot of green and pink that's been coming up for a lot of the readings here, so very Archangel Raphael energy. Some of you might have even picked pile 1 as well because Archangel Raphael came up in that pile. We also have fairy spotting. So it's time to go fairy spotting. It's said that seeing is believing, but in fact, the opposite is true. Believing is seeing. So yeah, some of you need to believe that, you know, a new connection is going to come through as this old one ends. And that I definitely feel like this is an energy of like taking a moment, taking a pause to step out and spend a little bit more time in your own sacred space. We also have love who you are. You are divine, delightful, and deserving of the wonderful things life has to offer. So yeah, I definitely feel like, you know, whatever is ending here, the situation, it's like, it's leaving you to like, okay, you know who it is that you need to be. You're being more your authentic self, and that's going to attract the right kind of love for you. By being more authentic with yourself. We're going to get more specific with the messages of these cards, but the other one we have is consider your foundation. Look at how committed you are to love. So again, I feel like a lot of you are questioning the current relationship that you're in for some of you, and there's some decisions that are going to be made, either to end it or to completely end what the relationship was and transform it into something new. And a big part of that is like opening up and asking, you know, the fae or the angels for help to show you a sign. So love who you are. Be your own advocate. Believe in yourself. Love who you are, and the energy of self-love will help you realize your dreams. When was the last time you gave yourself a pat on the back or acknowledged that you love yourself? Working on having a good relationship with yourself will enable you to have a positive relationship with others. How you manage your self-worth is crucial to how you view the world and your place in it. Love begins and ends with you. How you treat and feel about yourself is of paramount importance. Love is contagious. When you are surrounded by people who are full of love, you may find it easier to love who you are. A maiden extends from the bow of a ship into the heavens. The ship on a rough ocean could mirror the need to amp up your practical practice of self-love. As you extend your focus to higher possibilities, the waters and your emotions will calm, and the journey of life will be more aligned with all you dream about. And then with the Consider Your Foundations card, which is the last card in this deck, love means committing without guarantees. In love, we give ourselves completely in the hope it will be lasting. Love is an act of faith. Surround yourself with love and know that your life will be better for it. Strong relationships and love can come from friendship. For lasting love, support those you treasure and be a genuine friend. So your relationships are based on affection, common values, and shared respect. Take things slow. It's important not to rush. Release any fear you have about love. If a person brings out the best in you and you in them, things are on the right track. A couple embraces as they look at a charming cottage. We see the couple from the back, and this indicates you may not have the full picture. However, there is no need to push or control what is unfolding. The candles in the tree branches bring light and positive blessings to you. So yeah, I definitely feel like a lot of you don't know what is to come next. You might be feeling a little bit lost. You're kind of confused. You have a lot of confusing feelings, but it's like you just need to be quiet, get quiet, ask for help, and you need to just trust and love who you are, because that's where it all starts. And if you focus on that, you focus on your other relationships, your friendships, your family, the love aspect will end up working itself out in its divine timing. So let's go ahead and talk about the oracle card, the tarot cards that we have here as well, which are going to be kind of our bridge into the sexual messages for this group. And so we have the Seven of Swords, and we have the Devil. So yeah, there's definitely a lot of complicated energy here. Now, the Devil card, I like to point out that the Devil card, I don't view the Devil card as always a negative energy, because it can be extremely passionate, exciting, chaotic but exciting, highly creative, highly energized, very sexual and sensual. In this case, and I still think some of that applies, but with it, besides something like the Seven of Swords, there's some trust issues here. There is fear of maybe somebody kind of controlling you on the material front where you don't feel like you're free. Speaking more on the Seven of Swords, again, trust issues within a relationship. So some of you who are in a relationship, that might be part of the problem right now, is that either both of you or one of you is not trusting the other. If you're single, you could be involved in a lot. You have been involved in a lot of casual relationships or like one-off flings, especially like sexual ones, where it's like there was little to no potential. Like really, you thought there was potential, but it was all kind of just like superficial. And it didn't lead to anything really exciting. For couples with the Seven of Swords, it could also represent something like, you both share very similar hobbies or interests, and you prefer to be with each other instead of kind of being involved with other people. You guys just like to focus on each other, and you don't necessarily like to socialize outside of that. For singles, it could be that you're in a period right now where you are going to be more alone. You're going to be focusing more on your own personal path with the Seven of Swords and kind of doing it on your own for a while. That might be part of why you're just like, fuck any kind of like committed relationships. If I feel like I'm just going to say fucking somebody, then that's just what I'm going to do, because that's just the energy that I'm focusing on, because I don't want to be involved with that aspect. For some of you, I'm not saying that's all of you. With the Devil, again, Devil could represent, love that is like an addiction, which again has its positives and it could have its negatives. If it becomes like something obsessive, then that could be a problem. For those who are coupled with the Devil energy here, it could also represent something like, there could be a lot of stress in the relationship, because again, there could be the trust issues. Those trust issues could be involved with anything. It could definitely be material things like money or finances. It could be interests. Maybe it could be, again, whatever it could represent for you guys who are coupled with these two cards. It's like trust issues, stress, burdens. If you're single with the Devil energy here as well, it could be talking about, your relationships being more destructive. You're getting into destructive kind of relationships. I know I have this pen, I'm like dictating here, but like, I don't know. I just felt like grabbing this pen. It could also be referencing kind of like, I definitely feel like a conflict for some of you who are single, where it's like you really, really want to share your life with somebody, almost to the point of like desperation, which is why you just kind of keep jumping into the same relationships without kind of thinking it through better. But others of you are like so against the idea of being in a relationship that you just turn away from every opportunity that comes your way. So I don't know. There's a lot of very complicated, messy kind of energy here. This definitely feels like the group for June who has a lot of work to do and a lot of thinking to figure some things out, because there could be definitely some disappointment on the love front. There has been disappointment on the sexual front with certain partners for some of you, because you keep picking partners who are again, you're not picking ones of substance. You're only picking those who just satisfy a certain a certain desire or a certain need at the moment. So, and again, the other thing this could also represent, because I'm just thinking about the current climate of what is happening with the whole COVID situation. A lot of people are obviously separated from opportunities of physical intimacy or sex or whatnot, or again, separated from their significant other. So there could definitely be a backup of like desire and need that is causing a lot of discomfort and a lot of dissatisfaction in things because you physically cannot get that physical touch that you need. So it just depends on each individual person who is viewing this particular pile situation, what it is you need to work on. Some of you need to work on feeling more comfortable alone. Others of you need to work on cultivating better relationships. Others of you need to work on maybe sex addictions, because I feel like maybe one person might have that. I don't know. But as I say that, let's go ahead and jump into the sexual cards that I have here to see what the situation might be for June. What are some interests? So we have obedient and submissive. We have let's misbehave. We also have sore walk. We have doggy style. That might be part of why you have a sore walk, because maybe it's doggy style that's going into a different door than usual. Freak with me. We have just the tip, male tease. So again, some of you who are involved with a male, they could definitely be misbehaving a lot. They could be really trying to tease you, trying to bring out certain aspects. There could definitely be some obedient and submissive kind of play happening. Obedient, submissive, yeah. Somebody wants you to be an obedient, submissive. Or you want them to be. We have, I want to lick you up and down. We have, what round are we on? That's part of the sore walk. Yeah, see, that's what I get. I feel like the minute, like, some of you get the green light that's like, oh, yeah, you can finally go out and be around other people. It's like, you're going to just, like, again, whether it's your significant other that you've been separated from, because I definitely feel like separation has been an issue with this particular group. Or, again, you or somebody who just likes the casual relationships. It's like, you're going to go out and I'm just going to say it, fuck the shit out of some people. To the point where it's going to be like sore walks and what the fuck round are we on? You activate the naughty in me. It's like, yeah, you definitely, it's like, this is a pile here where it's like, you guys got a major freak inside of you and you really want to let it loose because you haven't been able to for a very long time. We have hot, steamy shower sex. We also have sexy photo shoots. So that might be how some of you who are in relationships have been handling it. You've been like sending sexy and sexual photos to each other in the meantime because you can't physically be together. We have unforgettable lovers. I feel like some of you are being kind of haunted by past lovers or past life situations. That's part of why maybe the current relationship situation has been feeling so dissatisfied. Sexual confidence, admiring. Interesting. We also have a good dick down. Yeah, that's what you guys are definitely looking for. You want a good dick down. But there's issues. Some of you are just not happy in the current relationship. Some of you are separated from the person that you want to be in your relationship. And it's just like, this is a really complicated pile. Honestly, it's like there's so many different energies in this particular pile that it's just kind of all over the place. And it's hard to single in on this specific main situation. It's very subjective and it's very based on whoever's watching this and what resonates. So take it how you will. We have let me sex it down all night long. So yeah, it's like whoever is involved here, it's going to be sex all night long. Got you on lock, under control, surveillance, got a hold on you. That goes back to that obedient submissive, I feel like. We also have chair riding. Let me sit on it. Oh boy. And then we have unfinished business. See, there is like, this is such a weird pile. It's like, there's definitely some unfinished business that you have with some connection. that may be coming back up in June, or again, this has to do with current relationships that you've been separated from. Others of you are separating. Others of you might be coming back together. It's like, it's so weird, this particular pile. But regardless, when it comes to the sex, it's like, it's going to be all night, every single position once you guys are able to. Like, I feel like there's been a long break between the sexual encounters for whoever's involved in this particular pile, that it's just going to be like insatiable, that devil obsessive manic addiction kind of level. Like, I need this satisfied now, that I will lock you up in my bedroom, and that is fucking the end of it for a while, because I need it now. It's just what I'm getting. So yeah, that is this pile. So if this resonated, please leave a like on this video, comment down below how this resonated, what made sense. This is such a weird pile. And I don't know what to say about this pile. This was a weird one. But yes, if you'd like to help support the channel in any way, there's going to be links to all my various things down in the description, like Ko-fi, Amazon wishlist, Patreon. Definitely come and check out my Patreon, especially if you like the sexy stuff, because I'm going to be posting a lot of not safe for work artwork there, because Instagram is a bastard. But yes, support the channel through the various links down below. And if you'd ever like to book a private reading with me, or me and my Pisces-Twin, that information is also down in the description. So thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.